Good morning, everyone. Corinne from Mama's Lambs. Happy Friday. Today we are going to be talking about feelings and just the different feelings that we can have. And I'll be back to share with you some wonderful things. Welcome back, everyone. I want to share with you feelings, and I have got some really nice books for children because right now I know that they're very concerned and worried, and their feelings change day to day, it's sometimes hour to hour. So I'm going to share with you this Usborne Lift the Flap First Questions and Answers books about feelings. It talks about what are feelings, and it says, I want to sing and dance. I'm so happy. Leave me alone. I'll come back later when I am calmed down. I'm very angry. So it just goes through and it talks about different feelings. What makes us happy? What makes us sad? What makes us angry? Sometimes we feel angry when we can't do things and we don't understand what's going on with this pandemic. We don't get why we're locked in our house or why we can't play in the playground or why we can't see our family and friends outside of our home. Why do we worry? What makes us scared? It can be very scary for children and for adults too. Dealing with our feelings. We want to make sure we deal with them, that we help our children, that we pray with them, that they know that they can trust God and that He's going to take care of us. And as long as we do our part, that He will watch over us always. And then another book I have by Usborne Books also is called What If I Know My Feelings? And it just talks about the different types of feelings. You can be happy or angry or sad or friendly or grateful or scared or shy or serious. And this is a little Jonathan James stuffed animal that Mason has. And it says, you feel your feelings every day. What if you learned about them today? It talks about when you feel happy, sad, grateful, angry, feeling brave, feeling scared. What if I feel friendly, but what if I feel shy? What if I feel silly, but what if I feel serious? And it just goes through, I don't know if there's another page, I guess there is. What monsters learned like you, now they know their feelings too. And it's just good to to talk to your children about their feelings and see how they're doing each day, because this is a very scary time and it does make us very frightened. This is another great little book. It's a new one that I got called Good News for Little Hearts When You Are Angry, Jax's Tale of Twitches. And it goes through and it's a little squirrel family. And it talks about the family tree and it talks about what they're used to and how they can get very angry. Look at their faces. They got upset because things didn't go their way or the way they wanted them to go. And then it started to rain acorns and things started to change. And oh my, Papa Squirrel was frustrated and he went in to talk with them. And poor Mama Squirrel, she burnt her goods and it upset her because she was trying to calm everybody down. So it just goes through, what can we do to help each other, especially during this time we're facing right now and every day. Let's read and pray that Jesus helps us. So this book is a fantastic book. I just love it. The other one I have is Steady Sloth. And he's just going to be steady. He's not going to let things bother him. He's not going to let things get in his way. He is going to be kind. He's going to be slow. And he's going to be steady. And that's kind of really the way we want to be. And then, oh my, and these are all Usborne books. Grumpy Tortoise. He's grumpy, and the poor little snail doesn't understand why. And maybe that's how we feel today. Maybe we feel grumpy. Maybe we feel we're frustrated. And this is a great illustrated book. Tortoise wakes up feeling very grumpy and decides to go for a walk. And then in the meadow, the tortoise smells the flowers and felt a little less grumpy. Just how we can change our moods by being silly and having our family near us. That can help us change our mood. A little music and a little dancing, that'll help us too. So that one is a cute book. And then this is Cautious Chameleon. He's going to be cautious. He's going to be careful. And he is going to see what he feels today by going out and how he feels and where he feels comfortable. And we always want to feel comfortable, but we do want to be cautious. The next book is Scary Cat. And this little cat, he seems to be afraid of everything. And sometimes when we start thinking about certain things, it overtakes us and it makes us feel scared and we start worrying. And it's so nice to just kind of snuggle up on a couch and get a nice book and read it or talk or laugh or play a game, play some music and dance and be silly because you don't want to be a scaredy cat. It's okay to be frightened, but we don't want to stay that way forever. And and by this they just want to be friends. They wanted to be this little kitty cat's friend. They didn't want to scare him, and he started feeling better and he became very happy. So there's that book. And then the next books I got are talking about germs. I've been sharing this with my kids about wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. They're probably tired of hearing it, but we want to talk about Saul Samuel Slade, and we want to talk about how we clean our hands and just going through the procedure, what we have to do. And sometimes we go in there when parents aren't watching. We think, well, we don't have to wash our hands. They didn't see us. We don't have to count all that time. But when he didn't do what his mother told him to do, in the end, he ended up getting very sick. Saul didn't listen. He just grinned and kept playing. But that's exactly what happens at the worst times, too. Saul got sick the day of his class, that his class was going to the zoo. We don't want to get sick from germs. That's why it's so important, those 20 minutes of cleaning your hands really good, and the water being warm, and listening to mommy and daddies because they know what's best. They're trying to help us stay safe. So I have that book. I got this book also. This is Germs Are Not for Sharing. And it's telling us, I'll tell my kids, sneeze in your elbow. Make sure that when you're coughing, cough in your elbow, get a tissue. And it talks about germs. They are in the air, on your body, in food, and in water, and on all the things you touch. Not all germs are bad, though. But we know that we want to stay nice and clean so that we don't get sick. We want to do everything we can do. We want to sneeze in our elbow or in our tissue if we have one. And then we want to make sure, because it says cough, cough, cough. What do you need to do? Cover up your mouth before the germs get out, like this or this or this. And you just want to make sure you keep teaching your children. And then when you need to wash your hands, that you wash them very well, because every time you touch someone, you're spreading that germ. So we want to teach our children, and it just goes through and talks in the back. I like this, and then, the very back, it gives you an illustration, a few more words about germs. Grown-ups and kids can read this together. It just talks about germs. It takes you through each step, what you can do, how you get germs, how to prevent them. So this was a really great book. I really like this book, sharing with my children. And then the last one that I have for my younger, my littles, is A Germ's Journey, and it takes you through, it's really kind of cute, how this little germ travels. And we don't think about germs getting out. This little one was not feeling very good. And here's all the germs laughing. And they're thinking, well, I've made him sick, and they feel glad. But then he starts to touch things and gets his friends sick because he didn't clean his hands or stay away. And when we cough, how far the cough goes and how many germs go flying. So this was good. And then this talks about soap and cleaning and what we want to do. Oh no, and all the things we touch, the germ spread. So this was a really good book. I really like this, how we can take and slow the journey of the germs so that we don't continue to pass them around. And then for my daughter, we're looking at this book, the bacteria book, The Big World of Really Tiny Microbes. And it just goes through, it's really colorful. It kind of talks about microbes, talks about microanimals. It just goes through and it talks about all different things, fungus and algae. And it just talks about different types of mold and just how things start, and plant viruses, and just how deadly tricks and things, and memory cells, and fighting a virus, and what all you have to do. So this is one that we like to go through and read, and what we're studying right now about bacteria and different things for science. I did also get her the game, which is wonderful if you don't have it, called Pandemic. And it is a wonderful game. And you have to take your game, and you end up getting, the first thing is you treat diseases before they spread, meet up to collect cards discover the cure for the disease and cure all 4 diseases to win. So it's an awesome game. It's so much fun. I did get this off Amazon. I'm sure they have it other places. So that's another one we use with her. Now, these are little handouts, and I have my son go through these steps and put them in order, and they're just ones that I printed off. Whoops, sorry. And it talks to you about steps to washing your hands, and it takes you through each step. And he is going to draw on these. So I'm going to have him, what does he do first? He's going to tell me or draw a picture of the first things we do and the steps that we go through, because I want to make sure that he fully understands when mommy's not there, how he's doing it. So that's what we're going to do, is just kind of go through these steps. So these are the sheets with the different ones, and then he's going to tell me and demonstrate for me how he does that. So I did like this one really well. And then I have this one. It's called Monster Germs. And it just goes through several different things. It talks about germs. It talks where beware. Monster germs are everywhere. Beware, monster germs are everywhere. And it just goes through and it says they're hidden everywhere. Germs can't wait to make you sick. Your eyes can't see them because they are so tiny, but germs are there. And they are mighty. And it just goes through and talks about the germs, gives them instructions about germs, how they can live. So it's got a lot of fun little cards that they can read, little flashcards that I'm going to laminate. And then it talks about germs are everywhere, and there's a little worksheet that we'll go through and fill out. And then these are flashcards that will match. These are things in order, cut out and put them in the right order, how you want to do things. And then this is a math sheet. And then the next one is my apple germ science experiment. So we're going to do an experiment, a science experiment. And then we're going to talk about it, and we're going to put our name on it, and they get a certificate once they do it. Clean apple, germ apple. And we'll go through that. And there's several of these sheets I printed out. And then the next one is keeping oneself free of germs. And it's talking about things that spread germs, and we'll write those down. Things that spread germs, sorting pieces, and we're going to print and laminate and cut out on these. And then it talks about germs on the back, and it just gives you more little flashcards. So I thought it was really fun little packet to share, and something for us to do during this time, and reminding ourselves every day we need to be clean. And then the last thing I told you I wanted to share with you. I wanted to share this. This is my 2020 COVID-19 time capsule. And you put your name down here, and we color this. But this goes through, and it tells you, you are living through history right now. Take a moment to fill in these pages for your future self to look back on. Here are some other ideas or things to include: some photos from this time, a journal of your days, local newspapers, and page clippings, any artwork you created, family and pet pictures, and special memories that you made during this COVID-19 when you're shut in. What did you do? And all about me. And you're going to talk about I am how old, you stand how much tall, the shoe size, goes through your favorite things about food and toys and animals, books you like to read, and how I'm feeling. And you want to know how you're feeling, because right now, like I said, stressful. So it talks about your feelings, and you can show your emotions on your face if you'd like, how you're feeling. Or you can write in something if you're older, do something a little different with that. And this is my community, where I'm living during this time, and where you live and your address. And then it talks about the world, and we're all affected, the whole world. And then it says, you are not stuck at home. You are safe at home. And what am I doing to keep busy at home? And then it's your handprints. If you didn't want to do your handprints, you could do your handprints for an older student, and they could write on their hand different things that they're doing to keep themselves occupied. And then this is special occasions. What occasions happened? Were there birthday parties? Were there things that took place that you didn't get to participate in the way you normally would have? And how did you end up celebrating it? And then this is a letter to yourself, what your feelings were, just so that you can read back over this later in life and see how you were feeling, how you made it through. And this is interview your parents. See how your parents felt. See if they ever known anybody that lived through this. Just ask them questions. What activities and hobbies are you enjoying most? What are the most thankful for? Your top 3 moments of this experience. And so just wonderful things. And this is a letter from my parents, and your parents will write you a letter. And this, I think, is one of the most special parts of this, to receive a letter from your parents and explaining to you their love for you, their care for you, how they wanted safety for you. So this is a really awesome time capsule. I think it's so much fun to be able to fill out and have this. I will link this down in the description box so you can print this off. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you've gathered some great information. And if you have liked this, give me a big thumbs up. Also, click that subscribe button if you have not subscribed yet, and hit that notification bell so you'll know when I'm doing another video. And I just want to thank you for your time that you spend with me making these videos. And may God richly bless you, and may you remember that God is in control of all things. Bye-bye.